These are the headquarters of BSN, a global leader in the worldwide healthcare market, specializing in the area of fracture management, physiotherapy, phlebology, and wound care. Montagu had taken an interest in BSN almost from the time of its creation in 2001 and had begun to build a relationship with its management.
BSN's business characteristics is actually a textbook example of a classical Montagu investment. Its products are must-have in nature, and they're essential to cure disorders and often save lives. We therefore perceived BSN Medical as a highly diversified business with a low-risk profile, but accompanied with exciting future potential.
Although the company had prospered and built a strong reputation for quality, it soon became clear that a change of ownership was on the cards.
There was an air of frustration building up within BSN prior to the sale. We were really looking to see our sales develop much faster than we were able under Smith & Nephew and Beiersdorf's ownership. And also, and probably fundamentally, make the kind of acquisitions that were simply impossible under their ownership.
In the summer of 2005, the owners opened up an auction process. Corrie has been running barges up and down the Thames since the middle of the 19th century. A few years into the 21st century, their business centered around a multifaceted waste management operation, an industry which had been growing at around 9% a year for the last decade or so.
I think it was Ernst & Young in 2003 came up with a view that we needed as a nation to invest £6 to £7 billion in facilities for the processing of waste. And this created a huge opportunity for waste managers to invest and provide these services against contracts to local authorities to enable them to satisfy their obligations.
All this meant that waste management, often previously regarded as worthy but dull, was becoming an exciting area for investors. But the company's current owner, the XL Group, was focusing increasingly on logistics and had already sold a number of non-core businesses.
We were particularly attracted to Corrie because the waste industry has very high barriers to entry. It has a predictable nature in its revenues, which makes it suitable for leverage, and it's a sector in which it's been possible to make profits and cash over a sustained period.
The contacts we had with Montagu, the individuals, remained consistent throughout the period. They were accessible, they were part of the team, they communicated well, and I don't believe that we lost any of our momentum in driving forward the day-to-day business issues and the long-term projects, which were an important part of what we were doing.
Open, formerly known as Mysis General Insurance, played a pivotal role in the UK's insurance industry, providing an IT platform linking the insurers and the brokers. Montagu had been watching the business for some time, and when its owner, the global Mysis Group, decided to review its options, they'd already met CEO Philip Bell.
What we looked for in our financial advisors, and more particularly the provider of the funding, was the funding itself. We were very unaware at that time of the intricacies and subtleties of that little lot. And that's what Montagu, that's what a financial advisor, a participant, needs to bring. And that's what was brought.
His idea of valuation as a manager was much lower than the value that we felt we could pay as a leveraged purchaser. And it was that interaction really at the beginning where we spent some time going backwards and forwards, understanding the cash flow dynamics of the business, and showing Philip in turn how a leverage structure would work, where he became comfortable trusting us with regards to the acquisition and the funding, and we became pretty confident that he actually did know what he was doing.
In time, Montagu were able to convince Philip Bell and his team that a higher price was well worth paying, and the deal went ahead.